I got something in this box that is gonna be pretty damn crazy. Let me just say that. Let's get right into it. So obviously we know this is from Rike, and bang, Neeves Knives. I'm Jared. Today we're checking out this new. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, it's so big. That's what she said. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, that thing is enormous. This is the Thor Plus. So I think it's the Thor 6 Plus, and this is an integral and a giant one at that. Let's flip her open. Oh my goodness. Look at how big that is. Just so you can understand why I'm kind of freaking out right now, here's the original one. Now, this is not a cheap knife. As you can see, this has hella machining on it. But here is the original one. And as you can see, this is a full-size knife right here. Look at the difference. Wow. That is enormous. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, this thing is so beastly. But I'll tell you what, man, when you want to talk about insane machining, Rike, it does some of the best machining. Most of the companies say that they are the best. This is a very comfortable flipper tab, insane action. I can just hear it too. The way it sounds, you got a reverse flick. It still has a little bit of oil on it, so it's a little bit slippery. I'll wipe it off here in a second, but woo! That is so badass. Man, to take a close look at this thing has so many little details that are just crazy. It's incredible. Obviously you can tell it's made to look like kind of like a skeleton, like an alien skeleton, you know, and it's got like this spine on it that looks like I don't know, like literally a spine. It actually looks like a spinal cord, and you know, and that goes all the way down, and you know, this looks like a rib cage. And you know, when you're talking about like incredible levels of machining, this is it. And then another thing is that it's not just the level of machining, but also the level of detail and quality. Like this little guy right here, when I first opened it up, I couldn't believe how good this flipping action is. It actually feels so crispy. It's so crispy. Then this one now being so much bigger, very similar. Just, you know, wow. Look at that. Look at that steel lock bar insert. Look at that thing. And the machining is 1-to-1 with the, I don't know what you call this part, the other part of the bone structure. Like I said, one solid piece too. Imagine this was one billet, one brick of titanium, and they machined this whole thing out of it. I mean, just imagine they took one big billet of titanium and machined this entire thing. Aside from the blade, that's the only other moving part. The clip is separate, and then the blade. And you can open up this right here and get to all the bearings and get to everything. And it's just crazy. They were able to machine all of this out of just one billet of titanium. And then they put this beautiful anodization on there, which I actually really like. I like it because, well, one, I'm not a big fan of the lightning ano, which is kind of what it is, but because all you're getting is like the bronzes and the blues. Let me just wipe this oil off. Like, whoa, look at the colors just pouring out after I wipe it off. Wow. Wow. They're just pouring out, but there's a, another rag. There's so many little colors that I don't even see the lightning ano. What I see is I see bronze and blues, right? And which I freaking love the bronzes and the blues when they're together with the yellows and the reds and the purples and the blues all together, where you got little different parts. You got purple and blue rib cage. Then, you know, you got some orange and blue spinal cord action. This kind of goes up into a blue silver. Let me see if I can turn down the yellow on this. Or actually, let's do it like that. I think you might be able to see the colors a little bit better with that lighting. Not sure. Great choil. Very good geometry. This is a harpoon drop point blade. One of my all-time favorite blade shapes right here. A low tip harpoon action drop point. That's my jam. That is my damn jam. All right, now let's check out this reverse flick now that we got a little bit of the Earl off of her. Oh yeah. See this the hole deployment you have, obviously you got like 4 different holes to choose from, 3 different holes to choose from, really not 4, that's what she said, because you know, you don't really want to go with that. I mean, I guess you can go with the bottom one. The thumb flick, you can get it, but you got to make sure your finger's off that lock bar. It is slippery a little bit, but that's because, you know, I just got to get the rest of the oil off of it. They send it with oil because, you know, they don't want anything to happen. They don't want anything to rust, even though this is a very wear-resistant steel. Or not wear, sorry. It is a wear-resistant steel, but it's also a very corrosion-resistant steel, M390. This is limited, by the way. And yes, it's expensive, but for the price you're paying for this, let me just say this. Any other company that would make this, any other company, this would be probably close to a $3,000 knife. You know, when you're considering it's integral and then all the little details and just everything. Like if this was made in the US, forget about it. But if it was made even anywhere else, it would be just insane. Yes, this is made in China, but it's not just made in China. It's made by a Chinese manufacturer that is among the best in the world. And when it comes to the knife market, we do need to stop thinking of it so limited. Just like the US, right? US knife companies. I love the US knife companies. They're some of my favorites, but that doesn't mean all of them. There are some that are absolute garbage and I don't like them. Same thing with China ones. There's absolute garbage ones and I don't like them. But then there's also some of the best manufacturing comes out of the US. Some of the best manufacturing comes out of China. Just depends on what manufacturer you're talking about. And this is a high level manufacturer. They don't cut corners. Man, the ridges. This is so dope. It is something that, you know, like, yes, it's wicked. Yes, it's crazy. It's not going to be for everybody, but I'll tell you what, if you look at it and you're like, dude, that's sick. Then yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, I'm down for it. I am all down for it. The one thing is the clip. I got to try this clip really quick. Let's try it. Hopefully it's not. Oh, it's so good. It is such a good clip. This one was not. This one was just so tight. Try this one again. You know what? This one wasn't bad. This isn't bad. I thought it was worse than what it is. This is really good though, because it's bigger and more spring. Man, this thing feels like breaking glass with that action. I don't know how to explain it, but it's such a crisp break. It feels very, very premium. Same flipper tab. Let's actually look at that. Everything I pretty much is the same, I would say, aside from one thing that I've noticed right now. And that is the flipper tab, actually. This one is arched up higher, so you hit the corner right here. This one is arched down more. You still can get the corner, but it allows you to do a little bit better of a push button, I think. Both of them are good with the push button. I think that it's just allowing you to have a little more comfort than that one, maybe. Man, the details. And you can see the lock bar relief. Look at this. Well, the lock bar relief is right there. But I mean, like the separation of this side from the lock bar. Then you can see how they machined all this to be part of the skeleton. Lockup is rock solid. Damn bank vault. This thing is, oh my goodness. It feels like a fixed blade. Integrals, man. Integrals can be very, very solid. Check the centering. Perfect centering. Can't get any better than that. Let's check this one. Perfect centering. Yep. I like the Thor. I've always liked it. Now, I know some people don't, because some people don't like all the machining. You know, it's not going to be for everybody. It is a little bit artistic. I get that 100%. But we've been making artistic knives since the beginning of time. You know, like, you had to think about kings, you know, princes, and you know, just, and warriors back in the day. You know, to an art knife was something special, or even just to have a knife that was made out of the most premium materials of their time was something that spoke volumes to people. You know, it's like you were judged by the sword you walked around with, right? Or the knife you walked around with, because that showed what price bracket you were in, and, you know, whether you were a peasant or whether you weren't, whether you were very capable, whether you were dangerous or not. Like, there was so many things that could be said from the knife or sword that you had on your side. And then some were made to be extravagant and passed down, right? Like, they were made to be functional art to some degree, where they are made with very intricate details and stuff like that that might not serve you on the battlefield, right? But what it is it shows you the level of which the man who owns it is, right? Or whatever, like, where it's like, you can tell this guy really cares about his knives or his swords or his weaponry or whatever, and, you know, eventually might pass that down to his children or whatever. And yeah, man, I'm all for it, man. I am definitely all for it. I completely get that, and I've always thought of that, you know, where you know, just how even still today, you know, your grandfather, when he passes away, or your father, in many cases, you look through their stuff, or maybe even before, they pass you down a knife, right? A knife is something they might be like, this was my grandfather's knife, or whatever. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just something they acquired, picked up, made. Maybe they made it, you know, or maybe it's just something they thought was cool, you know, and they passed down to you. And it's nice. It's awesome when it is something special like this, where it actually is something where it's like, in 100 years, you could come back to this and look at this and be like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what point in history, when you pop this thing out, it's going to be kind of like, have you ever seen like those, I don't know, I think they're Arabian, I forget, but like the gold ones with all the gems all in it, and they would have the engravings all in it. It's kind of like that. Doesn't matter what time in history you pull that sucker out in. So everybody's like, holy cow. Especially if it's real, right? If it's not like a gas station one, which this is absolutely not a gas station one. So I do not want to hear gas station knife in the comments, because it shows your damn ignorance to what a gas station knife is. This is the real thing, and a gas station knife would be trying to replicate it. That's what a gas station knife is. A gas station knife isn't a knife made of M390 super steel with the most highest level of machining in the world, with full titanium integral handles that's made into a skeleton. That's not what a gas station knife is. A gas station knife is a knife that's going to take the cheapest materials they can do it with and try to make it look like the real thing. Kind of like, you know, it's like when you get that stainless steel and they paint it different colors, they're trying to make it look like Timascus, or they're trying to make it look like, you know, the lightning anno titanium, you know, but it's not, right? It's not. So that's what, when I see gas station knives, that's what I think of. Or when I see fake materials and crap materials that are like trying to look like the real thing, that's when I think gas station knife. Now, when you're actually holding the real thing, that's like, I don't know. There's just so many you could come up with and say that, you know, like so many knives where, and just things, period, weapons, period, or just tools, period. You know, there's the real deal, and then there's the ones that are trying to look like the real thing, but are not. So there you guys go. This thing's dope. This thing's dope. It's so big. It's so crazy. It's so cool. But yeah, I mean, obviously, not everybody likes a knife this damn big, but some people do. And you know what? I'm here for it, because to me, have both of these in the collection, I'm honored. There you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.